Focuses on a small bank on Chicago's South Side. It's one of several under the jurisdiction of federal regulators right now, but customers are particularly concerned about this bank.
It's the last black-owned bank in Chicago. In fact, it's the last one in the state. CBS 2 investigator Dorothy Tucker goes undercover to expose the bad banking practices, causing some customers to worry they'll lose their homes.
As a devoted daughter, Sharon Stewart carries on her late mother's commitment to support the last black bank in Chicago. CBS 2 was there with hidden cameras on a recent visit.
It was a sense of pride. They invested in the community, and African Americans could get mortgages.
Illinois Service Federal Savings, ISF, had been supporting the community since 1934. But as big banks opened branches in black neighborhoods, over time, ISF, along with others, saw their customer base decline. But nothing hurt as much as this.
Now it's official, we are in a recession.
Customers defaulted on loans. Foreclosures skyrocketed. By 2015, ISF was under a federal consent order. What did that mean? The bank was in danger of closing and needed a savior. It thought it found one in 2016 in Dr. Papa Kwesi Indom.
Group Indom has announced the completion of a transaction to acquire a bank, not here in Ghana, but in the United States of America.
The wealthy African owned a bank in Ghana with 170 branches and had agreed to pump nearly $9 million into ISF.
It provides us with an opportunity to extend our services and take advantage of the huge African American and the general banking population.
Under new ownership, ISF became GN. For Stewart, the name is not the only thing that changed.
This is my receipt.
For her mortgage, handwritten.
It's like the Flintstones. That's what I call it.
This Stone Age paper system is why Stewart pays her mortgage in person.
I always write the address, my mother's name.
She wants proof she paid.
The check number.
She doesn't trust the bank's record keeping, and if anybody has a good reason not to, it's Stewart.
I always cry when I think about my mother and what they did to her.
Here's what they did. In 2018, GN Bank sold the mortgage on this house, her mother's house, along with many others, to York Properties. It just so happens that the chairman of GN Bank also manages York Properties.
Stewart had no problem with the transfer until this. 3 years later, a letter from lawyers with 4 frightening words. You are in default.
I was fearful first.
Fear turned into anger after a series of text exchanges with the bank manager. Stewart explaining, the notice is erroneous. The bank manager insisting she had not been paying. Stewart adamant, GN took her payments.
I told them that I think you're trying to force a default.
And of all things, the bank manager demanded the customer provide proof. Receipts. Little did he know.
I have receipts going back. I have all the receipts.
$60,000 worth. The bank backed off.
I was not going to let someone take my mother's property.
Anybody who saves all her receipts is not the kind of person to take a false accusation lying down. Stewart went straight to the feds.
I sent them all of this stuff.